All right. Good morning again. Welcome back to Success in Real Estate. Again, I'm Frankie Griffin, broker in charge and appraiser in studio with David Dubose. He owns Dubose Home Inspection. And, before or right before our mortgage update with Erica West, we were talking about the proper use of the home inspection. And, just a real quick rehash. The home inspection, the only thing that should be concerning about that or in the home inspection is if the home inspector finds something, an issue with the property that the buyer did not know about when they made their offer. It's just wrong to make an offer knowing things that are wrong that you expect to be fixed and not negotiate that as part of the sales price. I mean, that's just the way it's supposed to work. And then that way we don't have so much disharmony when we get to closing. People aren't aggravated and frustrated, and that's always a sad thing when that happens, but sometimes it does. But anyway, again, we've got David Dubose, our home inspector, in studio. And again, if you have any questions, give us a call, 799-8255. Again, 799-8255. Now, David, you were sharing with me earlier about a new app that you've got. And tell us, what is that app and how would that benefit me as a consumer?
Well, it's something I happened to run across from my ASHI membership.
Okay. Now, first of all, what is ASHI? Because most of us don't know what
American Society of Home Inspectors. It's a national organization I'm a member of. I'm a certified ASHI inspector.
Okay.
And they offered this out, and what it is, it helps people with their home maintenance. It's a free app, doesn't cost anybody anything. You can download it, and you can customize it to your house, and just for things that you're interested in. And it will send you a monthly reminder and stuff, and tell you the little task, and actually kind of help you explain how to do these tasks to fix up your house. And if you do them, and you register that you did this, then you're eligible for some discounts for some restaurants and stores in the area.
Wow.
And
just by maintaining your home.
By maintaining your home. It has a little library there that you can look up stuff, and it's a really neat little free app.
So it like reminds you of things to do at certain times?
Certain times of the year. It has like different things to do.
I need to change my filter in my
heating air. Right.
And does it tell you how to do that? Or it just tells you need to do that?
It does that. I think this is brand new, Frankie. I just got it like last week, and I haven't really had the time to explore it a lot. But it kind of gives you a brief synopsis of what you should do. So
okay. Well, and so you can go in there and basically set up what you want it to notify you.
Right. It'll tell you. You put in there. It asks you all the different questions about your house, like if you have a gas stove, electric stove, you have a heat pump, you have a furnace. You just go through it and you customize so that whenever you get a report, it actually has something that pertains to your house. Mm-hmm. So you don't get something that's generic, and you put in what area of the country you're in, of course, South Carolina. So we won't get a whole lot of stuff about snow on your roof. It'll be more like humidity. So It's totally customizable, and you actually can add other houses if you have a vacation house or if you've taken care of a family member's house. You can have multiple houses in there, and all this just sends this stuff out to you.
Will it say at the end of the year or each quarter, is there like a report I can print out on what's been done?
That's a good question. I don't know that yet.
Because I'm thinking if you can, buyers would love to see if you're selling your house and you've been doing this, and this is something you can provide to the buyer, a report that shows
what you've been doing on your house.
I
hadn't even thought about that. That's a good idea.
I think, I know. Because, buyers, they want to know. They want to know, what's going on with the property. And every little thing like that would be very useful.
Yeah.
I think. So I'm going to, obviously, I haven't downloaded the app yet because I think you sent it to me last night, and I just haven't done anything with it yet. But where can I get this app?
Well, if you go to, it's a website. You go to www.daviddubose, that's my name, daviddubose, home-wizard.com.
And we'll put that on our, I know you got a Facebook page, I assume.
Yeah, I do. And I haven't put it on my Facebook. It's so new. Like I said,
Yeah.
I haven't even got a lot of the details worked out.
So
But
you'll probably have it there
I'll
pretty
probably
quick.
have it on
and-
on my Facebook page for long, and then I'll probably put it on my web page as well soon.
Yeah. So people might have a hard time just on the radio trying to remember that link you
Right.
just said. But I can remember David Dubose, or what's the name of your Facebook page? Just Dubose Home Inspection?
Yeah,
or-
Dubose HI, I believe is what it is.
Okay. And so I can go there, or just go to. Is there a link on your website? You said.
Not yet, but I'll probably have one put there.
So it's going to be everywhere soon.
Yeah, it should be everywhere.
So just in time for you can give it as a Christmas present
That's right.
to
Give it
somebody.
till Christmas. Yeah, for your friends. It's totally free. Totally free.
Well, but you don't have to tell people you're giving it to that.
No, just tell them I got a very important.
Anyway,
present for you.
it is, and I was just looking at it a little bit on your phone, and it just looks like a lot of stuff that would be very useful, and I'm looking forward to it because I'm going to definitely download it because I can see. I just couldn't imagine there wouldn't be a way to download and maybe print out a report that indicates what you've done and the information about the house, like you just said. So if I had to put all the information about the house,
Right.
surely they can print it out, and that'd be something really good to go when you're trying to sell your home. A lot of information there, so I like that. I think it's going to be very good,
The best thing is free.
and it's free, at least for me,
It's free for everybody.
not for you.
No, it's not for me, but it's free for everybody else.
Well, we appreciate all you do for us, that's for sure. All right, so again, just go to Dubose Home Inspection, or HI, on the Facebook page, and he'll have that link, I'm sure, in the next few days or couple of days, if not today, maybe.
Might have it by the time I get out of the radio station.
Yeah, that's just how good he is. So anyway, what are some? You do all these home inspections. By the way, your son's working with you now.
That's correct.
No, what's his name?
John.
John. And because probably in the next 20, 25 years, you're probably going to be retired.
Yeah, he's probably by then he'd be able to afford to buy it from me.
Yeah. Well, y'all look at obviously a lot of houses, but for those that are out there listening right now, what are some of the common problems you see that a lot of people may not know that's going on with their house?
It's always moisture in the crawl space.
Yep.
Always, number one.
Because we just don't go under our house,
Just don't go underneath the house.
and don't want to know most of the time, probably.
exactly
But you say moisture under the house. Where's that? What's the cause of that?
You could actually have penetration of water from every time it rains. You could be in a low-lying area where there's a lot of moisture in the ground and you don't have a vapor barrier and it comes up that way. You could have a leak that you don't know you have, which is bad. Very small leak can create a big havoc
Yeah.
in a crawl space.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned these vapor barriers, and I've heard people talk good and bad about vapor barriers, honestly, but you got different kinds. You can go where you can just do a full encapsulation, on the walls and floors and on the piers and everything, or you can just put like the poly just on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Do you recommend one or the other, or does it really make that big a difference?
Encapsulation is a good thing, but I would only do that in extreme cases. That's a lot of money. 'Cause there's too many other things I believe that you can do that's a lot less expensive that can do the same thing. But in some cases where you have really severe problems, encapsulation is probably the only answer. But just putting plastic on the ground is a tremendous benefit.
And it keeps the humidity from rising and getting up into the wood.
Sure. Well, every time when it rains, depending on your water level and stuff in the ground, it's going to evaporate out of the ground. It'll evaporate underneath your house just as well as it does out in the yard.
Yeah.
And so you need to control that moisture.
So those are a good thing. In fact, I don't have a moisture barrier under my house, and quite frankly, it's dry under my house.
Right.
I mean,
if you have a dry house, you don't need one.
But anyway, we'll talk about this a little bit more, but we do have to take our last break of the day. If you have any questions or comments, the number to call is 799-8255, 799-8255. Be right back with Success in Real Estate.
Point. Now at 100.7 FM and 1470 AM. Here's Frankie Griffin with your weekly featured property on Success in Real Estate.
All right, welcome back to Success in Real Estate. Do have a featured property this week want to talk about. Just went on the market yesterday. Really nice home. So if you're looking for a fairly large home in Lexington, it's in Governor's Grant. There's 5 bedrooms, 3.5 baths, just over 3,200 feet. I think it's around 3,220 or 25, something like that. So it's a big house. That you've got, well, again, you got the 5 bedrooms, but the master bedroom is downstairs, the master suite. And, then you've got a very large master bath with a separate shower and tub. And it's just really nice, very spacious. Kitchen is gorgeous with the granite countertops and tiled backsplash. This is just going to be a house you're going to have to go look at. There's a community pool and clubhouse, and this pool is not just one of your little pools you see in a lot of neighborhoods. This is an Olympic-sized pool, so you can actually do some. A lot of people like to swim as a way of working out and trying to stay in shape. And with an Olympic-sized pool, this would be the way to do it. So this is the way to go. High ceilings, over 9 feet. Or over 9-foot ceilings pretty much throughout the whole house, hardwood floors. It's just a really beautiful home, and right now it's on the market for $439,900, and really nice homes in Lexington 1 School District. So a lot of ups, positives about this home, and we'd certainly love to show it to you. Again, we just listed it yesterday. Hopefully by today, we will have it on our website. It's not there right now. Again, this is brand new. But let's just say by the weekend, it will be on our website. And again, the website is just frankiegriffin.com. And got a bunch of pictures. I think it's like 35, 40 different pictures. Very beautiful home. Love for you to go look at it. And we can set up a time to go do just that if that's something you're interested in. Again, in Governor's Grant in Lexington. So that's going to be a nice home. I expect it will sell fairly quickly for sure. But back in studio, again, we've got David Dubose with Dubose Home Inspection, and we were talking about this app, and I'm really excited about this. I think this will be a really good thing for homeowners to have. One, to just as a reminder to help you keep up with things that are necessary. You've heard me say many times, and I'm sure David will back this up, but preventive maintenance is a whole lot cheaper than corrective maintenance. And would you agree?
Oh, absolutely.
And, it might take a few minutes to have to stop what you're doing, go change that air filter or whatever needs to be done. But I'm telling you, it's well worth that aggravation for a few minutes to go out there and do whatever you need to do, rather than let your heating and air unit suffer. And before you know it, you're going to be replacing your new heating and air unit.
Plus, it makes your meter run longer.
There you go. So it's more expensive.
It's more expensive.
Yep. So anyway, I'm really looking forward to this app and what all it has to offer. Again, it's a free app, and David's going to have it on his Facebook page and on his website. And again, this is something new for him too. So still trying to get everything loaded, but while he's on the show, we wanted to throw it out there. But I do want to, and we'll do this again before we get out of here today. But Dave, how can we get in touch with you if we need to?
Just pick up the phone and call 803-924-0323, or you can go to my webpage at DuboseHomeInspection.com.
DuboseHomeInspection.com. And if you couldn't write any of that stuff down, again, you can always go to my website, FrankieGriffin.com. Click on Real Estate Partners, and you'll find David Dubose is right there, along with Erica West. You heard her giving the mortgage update. All the service providers that we use or you see there, we've been using for years, and they are the best at what they do. I believe that, and that's the only reason they're there. So if you're looking for some help, needs a contractor, for example, You'll find all that information right there, and I think you'll have a very good experience with them. But David, you mentioned in the earlier segment that one of the bigger or common problems a lot of people have is the moisture under a house, and like I said, a vapor barrier, and just putting the vapor barrier on the ground is really not that expensive.
Oh no, it's just rolling plastic on the ground.
Yeah, but you need to tape it up, and
Well, you don't really have to. Just get it as close to the wall as you can. The idea is just cover as much ground as you can.
keep the water from rising.
Right. Keep the
The
water
moisture.
from rising. That's right.
So
Keep your foundation vents open
yeah.
for some ventilation.
well, what are some, and I know we've talked about this before, but I guess it's primarily in some of your older homes. You see where they've got aluminum wiring. Is that still common? Are you seeing a lot of that still?
Not as much as I have, but matter of fact, we ran across one, I think, about 2 weeks ago. But that is something definitely you need to have an electrician come and check, because there was some good aluminum wiring and then there was some bad aluminum wiring. But the problem with aluminum wiring is that the connections that it has with the switches and outlets have to be the correct switches and outlets and breakers. So,
And it's got something, because if it's not connected properly, it could cause the electricity to arc.
arc is thousands of degrees, and that causes a fire.
Yep. And you'll see that kind of stuff. Now, something I was looking in a house, well, it was few months ago, I think now, but I thought, and I've never seen this before, but this particular home inspector took and it wasn't you, but took the panel, the panel off the breaker box, and there was a fair amount of rust on the connectors.
The breakers? Mhm.
Yeah, is that normal?
No, that's not normal, and that's not good either.
So obviously there's moisture getting in there,
Right, there's moisture getting in there.
and for the life of me, I can't imagine where. I mean, how does that happen?
That's a good question. I did a house about 2 weeks ago, and the whole panel was covered with condensation, and I was reluctant to take the cover off, but I did, and all the wires inside just had condensation everywhere inside that
Oh
panel
my
box.
gosh!
Had some serious moisture issues, and apparently I think it was coming up from under the crawl space and coming up in the wall cavity and getting in the breaker panel box. But it was not good.
No, somebody can get electrocuted quickly there. I would
Right,
think.
right.
But again, a lot of times we don't pay attention to stuff like that.
And you should.
It's going to get your attention one way or another, more than likely. But
Maybe that app will help you pay more attention to what you're supposed to be doing.
hey, there you go. Better get the app, that's for sure. Well, and then some other things you run into a lot, and is when doors, like bedroom doors, won't open and close, something like they stick a little bit. Does that mean I got a problem, or is it just?
Not necessarily. Most houses have a little settlement here and there, and so that's probably left over from that. It's not may not be going anymore. It's stopped. You may have to do a little adjustment, but as long as the floors feel level and don't have a lot of shimmy and shaking in the house, then you're probably okay. Most structural things are not as bad as people think they are.
Well, when you have a door sticking, do you just kind of shave off the top or the
Usually,
bottom?
yeah, just shave a little bit off. If it sticks again, then you may have a continuing problem. But
Yeah, really. And if it gets to where you can't open it
The
or
door,
close
yeah.
it, then
hope you outside when
Yeah.
it's stuck. You don't have to.
And then really, and I think we got maybe a minute or two left, but one of the things that's always been or could potentially be a significant issue is cracks in the foundation.
You're talking about the brick?
Yes.
Well, that's brick veneer. So most houses today are brick veneer houses, and that's not technically not the foundation.
So, but if it's cracked, does that suggest anything?
It suggests you may have a problem, but it's not necessarily a major problem in itself.
Okay. So, well, tell me, what's foundation to you?
The columns, the
The columns.
that hold up the
Okay.
house.
All right. So why do you hear people talking about the foundation is cracked when obviously they're talking about the brick veneer, I guess?
Well, go out and watch them build up a brand new house, and they have things already standing up, and then they come along and lay the brick on the outside. If it was really the foundation, they would have done that first, right?
Well, that makes sense. See there? I learned something today. So that may not be as big an issue or necessarily an issue.
No, it may not be an issue at all to the house. It can be an issue to the house. It could come from settlement of the house, but it may not be. You need to look at more things than just that one crack.
Well, we're out of time. Again, if you want to contact David, get him out there to inspect your house, go to my website, frankiegriffin.com, click on Real Estate Partners, and there you find all his information. Have a great weekend. You've been listening to Success in Real Estate.